Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to your lunar eclipse reading. This eclipse is happening on May 16th, 2022 and happening in Scorpio where the transiting South Node is as well. Lunar eclipses are a time of full moon, so the Sun will be opposite the Moon. So your 3rd house and 9th house is going to be quite activated during this eclipse. That's about communications and about how you're learning in education, the way you study and the way you teach. Things like that. Okay, and I will be shuffling the tarot cards as I keep talking about the astrology, and then we will dive straight into each of these cards. Okay, so we have Saturn in a T-square with the Sun and the Moon. In Taurus, we also have this transiting North Node and Mercury retrograde, which is your 9th house. With Saturn squaring these 2 points, there can be a lot of things that you need to study. If you are studying, it can feel quite hectic, and there might be some limitations about how can you fit in these many things or routines or tasks in your everyday life. You know, perhaps you've taken on a bit more than you can handle, and there can be a need to end certain things, especially with death coming up already. This talks about transformations and shifts and changes. It also relates to Scorpio of the 3rd house. There can be some communication that happens, and that shifts the nature of, you know, how your belief system is formed, or you read about something and that shifts your belief system, or how you have been thinking and processing your own life so far. Okay, and the 6th house as well can talk about healing, and Saturn being there. There can be some, like, let's say you have been working quite hard for a long time. There can be, you know, a restriction that comes up, like it halts you to a stop. Like if you, for example, develop a headache, then you would not be able to continue to, you know, keep pushing yourself, right? It would be an inconvenience that comes your way, but it is a blessing because it helps you recuperate, right? It brings you to a halt for good reason. And on the other side, if you have been struggling with learning something new or anything related with communication, siblings, short distance travel, and the 9th house topics of visa, immigration, belief system, philosophical views, how you connect with the divine, then there can be a breakthrough that comes your way, because Saturn squaring the nodes brings about karmic breakthroughs, things that have been due so far and are being activated at this time. And yes, squares are hectic and can be, then they do come with their struggles, but they also bring about a lot of strength, a lot of resolution, a new drive towards new directions, okay? All right. Apart from the squares, we also have 2 trines going on. So 2 squares, 2 trines kind of balance everything out here. So the first trine we'll talk about is Pluto retrograde in your 5th house of Capricorn with your 9th house of Taurus, where we have the Sun, North Node, and Mercury retrograding as well. Okay, so there can be some different ways that you have fun, different ways you take care of your needs, your heart's desires, let's say, the hobbies you do, love and romance, flirting, dating, all of these topics, you know, how you approach these things. There can be an internal shift going on. 5th house can also talk about the childhood or children. And again, there can be some changes in how you relate to your children or your childhood. And that again shapes how your belief systems have been formed, how your conditioning has taken place. And with more awareness, you are capable of creating more meaningful changes moving forward. And the next trine we talk about is the Mars-Neptune in Pisces in your 7th house, trining with your 3rd house where your moon is in Scorpio. So there can be new communications with certain close relationships, can be business, it can be personal, and that brings in new insights about what you are trying to achieve. More inspiration, more love, I feel, coming from other people. You can just really form a very strong support structure around this eclipse here, forming meaningful connections and bonds going on here for you. Okay. Yes, we have limitations inspire innovations. This is what I was talking about with Saturn in Aquarius squaring the nodes and playing this role in the eclipse, because any limitations and restrictions, any challenges that are coming your way, that's just helping you recalibrate, reorganize. As an earth sign, there is a slow and steady movement to things. There is some level of stability that is needed, and Saturn likes the stability, but that being in Aquarius, it's all about shaking things up to establish a new routine that is much better for what you are wishing to establish for the longer run. Focusing on the now, being more mindful, spending more time in nature, because Capricorn can be, going to mountainous places, or taking a very long walk or hiking, something of that nature, just connecting with yourself, with the earth. That can be very fruitful here. With creator alchemy, again, the transformation and reforming your DNA, reforming what you're creating for you, your own vision of your life, how you think, how you perceive things, because 3rd house, 9th house can talk about that as well. Shifting your mindset, okay, that's what's going on here. And move beyond intention to belief as well, shifting that mindset to, it's not just about saying that I want this, it's also knowing that you will have this, okay? I'll take both of these cards. And Neptune rules Pisces here, so it is really happy in your 7th house. There can be some idealistic connections that come your way. There can be some soulmates that make themselves known, or you already know them and you're just reconnecting with them. You are fueling more emotion, more energy in your relationship sector. You might, find some time to talk to your close members if that's something that will make you feel better about things or help you, figure out new ways of establishing a new routine and addressing the struggles that Saturn, I would not say struggle because it feels more like a challenge. With the 6th house, it's more, okay, next challenge, next step, next goal. And of course, because you've not established it before, it comes across as, ooh, that is daunting. I don't know if I can do it, or I don't know how exactly to go about doing that. And you just have to put some feelers out. You have to try a couple of things before you know where you need to be going directly, right? So I don't feel like this is a struggle, but rather a challenge that helps you break out of your own mold. Okay. Yes, so let's see your tarot cards. We have the Death card with the Pluto. We have 3 of Cups. Yes, the very close friends, siblings can be very important at this time. We have the Fool, which is taking a new course of action or jumping into the unknown, taking a bit of a risk, seeing where it takes you, or having more faith in the unknown, okay? Then we have Explorer of Swords. Let me just move these a little bit. Yes, we have Explorer of Swords or the Knight of Swords. We have 9 of Wands and we have 9 of Pentacles as well. Okay, so taking more care of you, spending more time in nature again, doing something that is a bit of a challenge. Some people like challenging puzzles. When something is too easy, then it's not fun, right? So I'm feeling as though there is something like that will help you around this time. Is Pluto retrograde in that challenging yourself, breaking out of your own mold, transforming an old belief system, revisiting and reorganizing, letting go of old conditioning and kind of asking yourself, what do you believe now? What do you think now? People said so and so things, but you were experiencing a different reality, and it's like, what? And how do I adjust to this? How do I shift my perspective? I don't know where this leads. This is unknown for me. And yes, it is unknown because you've not done it before, but whatever is at the other end is just more kind of calling you so much that you have more courage and more determination to move forward. Explorer of Swords is not afraid to, again, pursue something that it knows it wants, moving beyond intention to belief, right? You just need to dive into it once you know what you want. And it's kind of with the faith that it will figure out along the way. And what it wants to reach is the King of Swords, right? it goes with the Queen of Swords, where it is trusting its instincts, it is organizing things, it is planning on the move, it is being strategic, and so on. And at the end, while dealing with all of the different experiences that come its way, it becomes the King of Swords, who is learned, who is seasoned through life, through life's experiences, and is therefore a keen observer. He knows what he's looking for. He's the pinnacle of intelligence as well. That's what it wants to reach. Intelligence is not necessarily something that you are born into. It can be something that is cultivated. So there is more exercise of the mind, of the beliefs, of your interactions, the words you are saying. They can have a very healing impact as well. And the more you take care of yourself and think healthy thoughts for yourself, the better you're able to help and nurture others as well, as is the quality of the Virgo. It being the healer and also the master of the 6th house, this is very second nature to you, should you decide to tap into it. Right? So there's these transformations that you can create within you, but also can have a ripple effect on your loved ones as well. Okay, we have choices, knowledge and illumination with apple blossoms. We have new start and wisdom. Definitely so much of that. We talked about that. The King of Swords also is awareness and wisdom through learning and experience, leading through example, practicing what you preach. These are the topics that it talks about. And we have devotion and dreams fulfilled as well. Okay, so new choices coming up for you. The Fool here is like, if you decide to jump into the unknown, you will be supported and guided, because you're feeling drawn to the unknown, because there's something in there for you. There is a vision that is being lit here, and you gotta move in that direction, even though you don't know the full picture yet. And all you know is the time is up at a certain situation or in a certain pattern. Okay, with the 2 nines over here, there is some cycle coming to a close, so some things just need to wrap up, some final lessons that need to be learned. And whenever we are in the 9s and the 10s, the 10 is like the complete closure of something, right? That's it, that's the peak, you have reached it. But with the 9, it's almost there. So if things have been difficult, then it is soon about to not be. Okay, if things have been too stagnant, then it will soon deliver. If things need to leave your life, they're going to leave. If things need to come in, they will come in. It's just almost there, right around the corner. So there is that feeling of excitement as well with this lunar eclipse for you. You have, again, that intention to believe in devotion, dreams fulfilled. It's like, I know I will get there. I know I will achieve it. I know I can make it happen if I just do what I keep doing. If I just take one step after the other, keep my eyes locked on the prize, and I know where I'm going. I know the end goal. It doesn't matter how I get there, as long as I get there. That's the vibe that I'm getting here throughout. Okay? Yes, absolutely wonderful. There is so much strength to you, but yeah, doing some things that are, again, enjoyable for you, and a slight bit challenging, so that you feel proud of yourself when you achieve something. I'm getting such vibes here. It's like completing a Sudoku puzzle that you never thought you would, or that crossword puzzle you never thought you would, but once you do it, it's like, what? I'm a genius, So there can be some challenging things that can bring you a lot of happiness here. Taking a different look at things as well, that you were not giving yourself enough credit for the work you've done, or you're not giving fun time enough credit. That allows you to revisit the rest period and to really see the importance of taking down time and the value of contemplation and introspection. We have a lot of mountains and cliffs going on here, so really with Capricorn there can be some hiking taking place here. If possible, go to a place where you can see a wide area. That really helps clear our vision. And when we see that same thing outside of us, when we're constantly in the city or we're surrounded by a lot of engaging commotion, then it's very difficult to figure things out for yourself. But when you're in a vast expanse, going at a time where there are not too many people, and you're just seeing out into the wild kind of, you know, seeing a very large space. It expands your own levels of perception. That'll help with wherever it is you're wishing to be going. And if there are some choices that need to be made, then, you know, it helps you ground yourself, come to the present, and see that, you know, there is a large area. There, a lot of things are possible. That's what this depicts, right? When you have a vast expanse. So anything is possible. It's just, what do you wish to make possible? What do you wish to make a reality? So a lot of awareness and wisdom that can come in. Okay. Yes, speaking of, we have, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Yes, that awareness vibe. And with the owl here, listening to your intuition and inner wisdom. I was going to say with the King of Swords, I don't have that card over here. I mean, I use a different deck for that, but in my Light Seers Tarot deck, the King of Swords has an owl next to it as well, and owls are about awareness and wisdom and intuition. So when I was talking about the King of Swords that the explorer is trying to reach, I was thinking of the owl imagery, and I was wondering if it was going to show up. That's nice. Okay, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Yeah, with Mercury retrograde, you know, there can be, you know, past communications and contacts that come by. Some teachers you used to talk to, they could come around as well. If networking is something you're doing, if that is important for you, some new communications can open up new possibilities for your future as well. Yeah, okay. But apart from that, this is also removing the past conditioning and seeing your life from a different set of eyes or a different perspective for yourself, and determining for you what it is you want to create now that you are aware of where you come from and where you wish to be headed. Okay, there we have, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Yeah, exactly. You're becoming a lot more aware, so that's revealing to you more about who you are and what you are at your most core part. What's that deep core essence within you that wants to express itself, that wants to take that leap of faith and do something unknown, do something different from what it has done so far. Yeah. And also it can be, you know, very genuine connections and communications that are coming your way as well, because we have a lot of blessing from the relationship sector. Okay, let's see your guidance. Actually, I forgot about these guys. Okay, we have surrender with the waning crescent, and we have third quarter moon harvest. Yeah, some kind of results and rewards coming as well. Yeah, the new opportunities that I was talking about, the work you've done, that is especially with the nines here, something you have already done that is about to be harvested. It's in that cycle, kind of revisit, re-edit, reconnect, especially with Mercury as well, retrograde here. It can be old things that come around that need to be resolved, and things need to wrap up. And with surrender, it's just, again, giving me this vibe that when you're in this light and airy space and spot, you kind of slump your shoulders and you sigh, and like you let go of all the burdens. I'm getting an image of that. You know, you just, okay, I'm gonna just leave this out here. I don't know how, and I'm not gonna even worry about how. I know that I have my important people with me, and I just need to make a certain change. I need to make a new beginning. There can be just that realization that dawns upon you, and it feels right. Even if it can feel a little bit scary at first, it also feels right, because it is time for a new start, whether that is internally or it needs to be externalized. That is different for everyone if you're watching, but regardless, there is new beginning here. Even though it's a time of full moon and it talks about release, through release you're making space for the new. Okay, some guidance for Virgos, please, for this eclipse. Okay. No. Let's see what we have. We have Ren, be bold and confident. Use all of your resources to create your dreams. Okay, that's guidance 1. Then we have Goose. Your dreams and desires are calling you to action. The journey begins today. Yeah, exactly. There's no more time to dilly-dally. You know it's time. Okay, and we have Finch. New opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. There are 2 mentions of choices here. So it's kind of, again, up to you whether you want to follow the same trajectory or not, but you will get the opportunity to choose a different route moving forward. And once again, free will, it is up to you. That's not already written in stone. It's up to you what you want to make for yourself, but you will find the resources and the support that you need for whatever decision that you take moving forward. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Virgos. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope this reading gave you a lot of insights. Let me know your thoughts. And if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. And I have some limited coupon code going on for all purchases through my shop. That as well you can find in the description and comments. I hope to see you in some of my other videos. Until then, take care. Bye.